Good morning to all. See, in our previous class, we have discussed the domain and range of inverse trigonometric functions. I told to update the notes. Some of you have sent in the group, so I have corrected them also. Those who have not completed, you can complete it quickly. So, in the last class, very important, we have discussed about introduction to inverse trigonometric functions, where we have made the trigonometric functions invertible. So we say sin inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse x, cosecant inverse x, and cot inverse x. So these are these six functions are called inverse trigonometric functions or inverse circular functions. So I am repeating once again. In the last class, we have restricted the domains. See, for example, if we take y is equal to sin inverse x, what was the domain and range? So domain of sin inverse x is closed interval minus 1 comma 1, and principal value branch, we call it as principal value branch or range of the function sin inverse x is, that is also closed interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Similarly for cos inverse x also, the domain was minus 1 to 1, and range is closed interval 0 comma pi. So similarly we had other restrictions, that is domain and range. So you have to concentrate on those domain and ranges. So I hope all of you are following the classes and understanding the concepts also. So write the notes correctly. Don't copy what I will do on this screen. So you have to write it step by step. So when I'm explaining, I am going to write some of the basic points also. So you don't mix those points with in your notes. Okay, listen carefully. In today's class, let us discuss about some of the properties of inverse trigonometric functions, some of the basic properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, some of the basic properties, very important properties. These may be asked in part B. So you have to practice all the proofs. So I am going to do all the proofs of simple properties. So you have to recap all the basic formulas which we have discussed in first PUC regarding trigonometry. So you go through your first PUC notebook once again. I am repeating. So I am going to prove some of the basic properties of inverse trigonometric functions. So let us concentrate on the video. Then you can update your notes. So what was the here? First, let us consider the. So this is the heading here. Basic properties of inverse trigonometric functions. So this is the today's topic. Basic properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay. So I will consider one by one. So you can go on giving the numbers. So basic properties of inverse trigonometric function. So let us take one by one here. See, first one is, so I can give the numbers. Prove that sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. See, this is the question here. Prove that sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. See, inside the inverse trigonometric function, I have a negative angle. See, observe carefully. Sin inverse of minus x. See, minus, this is negative. Sin inverse of minus x is equal to, we have to prove that minus sin inverse x. This is the very important property. Observe that we are discussing about inverse trigonometric functions. These are not the problems, these are simple properties. So this is it. This is 2 marks question. So we have to prove that sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. This is the first property. So let us prove it. See, we have to prove that sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. Okay, so we have to write step by step. So I will show how to prove it. So you concentrate the first proof. So similarly, you can repeat the remaining. See here, left hand side, I will consider this left hand side here. See, let sin inverse of minus x is equal to, say, I will consider that as, say, theta, some angle. See, yesterday's class, definition of inverse trigonometric function. So if trigonometric functions or inverse trigonometric functions change their ends, so they will be inverse to one another. So how I can write this? So I will consider only this angle here. This implies minus x is equal to, see, if this sin inverse comes to right hand side, that becomes what? Sin theta. I hope you can understand this step by the definition of inverse trigonometric functions. If sin inverse comes to the right hand side, that becomes sine. Okay, if sine comes to the left hand side, that becomes sin inverse. So they are inverse to each other. So minus x is equal to sin theta. Or, so I will take this minus to right hand side, or I can write x is equal to what? That minus comes to the right hand side, x is equal to minus sin theta. See, observe here, I will continue from next page. X is equal to minus sin theta. So that is that I got x is equal to minus sin theta. Okay, or implies x is equal to, see, minus sin theta, I can write that as sin of minus theta, because we know sin of minus theta is equal to minus sin theta, both are same. So I have written like this. So once again, by the definition of, see, in the last class definition, very important. So I will bring this this sine to the left hand side. So what it becomes? Sin inverse x is equal to, so what is left here? Minus theta. Or this implies, see, I will minus sign, I will write on the left hand side, minus sin inverse x is equal to theta. Okay, this is the last step. I got minus sin inverse x is equal to theta. So now how we began this problem? See, we began this problem by considering sin inverse of minus x is equal to theta. Okay, so it ends here. See, our problem began like this. See, sin inverse of minus x is equal to theta. We call this as equation. Now what I got in the last step? Minus sin inverse x is equal to theta. So comparing 1 and 2, so what I can write? Sin inverse of minus x. So here sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. See, left hand side is equal to right hand side. So I have considered sin inverse minus x is equal to theta, and I got minus sin inverse x, that is also equal to theta. So comparing both sides, we get sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse, see, minus sin inverse x. So this is the first property. Okay, so you can write all the steps. So this is a 2 marks problem. Remember this, inside we have a negative angle. Sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. So what we proved here, first property, see, sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus, see, minus sin inverse x is positive, where x belongs to, so you have to write this, x is a, see, we know the domain of sin inverse x is minus 1, 1. This was our property. So this property we have proved it. Sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse of x. This is the first property. Okay, this one is over. So let us go for second property. See, second property is, so you can write second one here. See, we have to write the question correctly. Prove that see, cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus, see, cos inverse x. You write this property clearly. First we have to write the property. See, this is the second property. Prove that cos inverse of, see, negative angle is there, cos inverse of minus x is equal to, see, pi minus cos inverse x. We have to prove this one. Cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse of x. So you write this question separately, then you go on writing the solution. First you listen carefully what I am telling. I am explaining each and every step. Only thing is you have to remember the definition as we explained in the last class. Okay, so how I can prove this problem? So first I will consider this cos inverse x. I will equate it to some angle, then I will write other steps. Okay, let us do the solution in the next step. So let us okay, I will do the solution here. See, let cos inverse of, see, cos inverse of minus x. See, I call this whole thing as theta. Okay, you can take this as equation 1. So I don't have space here, that's why I am writing here. Cos inverse of minus x is equal to theta. Then this implies, so you transfer this cos inverse to the right hand side. So you leave this minus x as it is. Minus x is equal to, so if cos inverse comes to the right hand side, that becomes what? Cos theta. Then I don't want this minus, so x is equal to, so I will get what? Minus cos theta. See, this step is very, very important. See, x is equal to, so how can we write minus cos theta? See, in first PUC ASTC rule. So in the previous theorem, what I did was minus sin theta, we have written that as sin of minus theta. So here we cannot write cos of minus theta, okay, because cos of minus theta is equal to cos theta. So I cannot write like that. So I can write this as, see, this is important, cos of, see, 180 pi, cos of pi minus theta. See, observe here, 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta means it lies in second quadrant. In second quadrant, sin is positive, ratio does not changes, cos is negative. So cos of pi minus theta is as good as minus cos theta. This is ASTC rule. So I can write minus cos theta as cos of pi minus theta. So I will continue in the next step. Observe this step carefully. So what we have written here is, once again I will continue from there. X is equal to cos of 180 minus theta. So I have written like this. Okay, once again I will apply the definition. I will shift this cos to the left hand side. That becomes what? Cos inverse x is equal to pi minus theta. This implies, see, I will bring this theta to the left hand side and this cos inverse x to the right hand side. So that becomes theta is equal to, I will write pi as it is, pi minus cos inverse x. So this, I will call this as equation 2. So I have transferred this theta to left hand side and this cos inverse x to right hand side. I got this. So this is equation 2. Okay, equation 1 we have given earlier the number. So you compare those two equations, equation 1 and, so comparing equations 1 and 2. So both sides we had theta. Therefore equating the right hand sides, corresponding right hand side, what we get? So that is comparing 1 and 2. So I get the result as cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. This is another important result. Pi minus cos inverse x. Of course here x belongs to minus 1 comma 1. So this is the second property, cos inverse of minus x. I hope it is clear. This is another important property. You have to remember this, cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Okay, let us go for next property. So next property is, say you can give the number here 3. Prove that tan inverse minus x is equal to minus tan inverse x. See, minus comes outside, minus tan inverse x. So here, of course, x belongs to real numbers. So we know the domain of tan inverse x is set of real numbers. Therefore, x is a domain. The domain belongs to set of real numbers. So we have to prove this property. Tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse x. So let us consider the proof. This is very important. How you begin this? So we have to equate tan inverse minus x to some theta. Then you go on applying the definition. So that one I can do in the next step here. So let tan inverse minus x is equal to theta. So we call this as equation 1. At the end we compare this equation to the last step. Then this implies, see here, write this minus x as it is. I will bring this tan inverse to right hand side. Then the tan inverse becomes what? Tan theta. So I don't want this minus sign. So that minus comes to the right hand side. Okay, now minus tan theta. So I can write this as tan of minus theta, because tan of minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. So I can write the tan of minus theta. So what I got here was tan of x is equal to tan of minus theta. So I got this. So in the next step, what I will do here is I will bring this tan to the left hand side. The tan becomes what? Tan inverse x is equal to minus theta. And I will write minus sign on the left hand side. Minus tan inverse x is equal to theta. This is equation 2. So now you compare equation 1 and 2. So what was our equation 1? Equation 1 was tan inverse minus x is equal to theta. Now equation 2 is minus tan inverse x is equal to theta. So you equate the other sides. Then I get, so comparing equations 1 and 2. Comparing equations 1 and 2. So we get tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse of x. So this is another basic inverse trigonometric function property. Okay, 3 properties are over. So you can consider so let us go for the next property. Fourth one, prove that cot inverse minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. Cot inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. So here also x belongs to real number. So we know the domain of cot inverse x is set of real numbers. So cot inverse of minus x. So we can prove this one also in the same way. Cot inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. So let us take up the proof here. So how we begin? So let us consider that cot inverse minus x as theta. So this as equation 1. Then you transfer this cot inverse x to right hand side. Write this minus x as it is. Minus x is equal to cot theta. Or I can write x is equal to what? Minus cot theta. See, this is important. X is equal to minus cot theta. So I will take up from there. What I got, x is equal to minus cot theta. So x is equal to, so I cannot write this minus cot theta as cot of minus theta. See, so I will write this as cot of 180 minus theta. Why? Because by AST rule, 180 minus theta means it lies in second quadrant, sin is positive, cot is negative. Therefore, I get minus cot theta. Then I will shift this cot to left hand side. So what I will get, cot inverse x is equal to pi minus theta. Then you shift theta to the left hand side. Theta is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. So I will call this as equation 2. So we go on observing these steps. So I have shifted this minus theta here. So minus theta to left hand side. Theta is equal to pi minus cot inverse x. Now you compare equation 1 and 2 on both sides. From comparing equations 1 and 2, what we get the property as cot inverse minus x is equal to pi minus cot inverse of x. So this is our fourth property. So you have to practice it 2 or 3 times. These are very simple and easy properties. Okay, let us go for next property. Prove that cosecant inverse minus x is equal to minus cosecant inverse of x. Minus cosecant inverse of x. So here cosecant inverse x, we have to prove that cosecant inverse of minus x is equal to cosecant inverse minus cosecant inverse x. So let us take this one in the first step. So what we will do here is, so let cosecant inverse minus x is equal to say theta. This is equation 1. So same way you can proceed. So transfer cosecant inverse to the right hand side, minus x, write it as it is. So I will get cosecant inverse theta, or x is equal to, I can write, okay, this is cosecant theta, so not cosecant inverse here. Minus x is equal to cosecant theta. So x is equal to minus cosecant theta. So here x is equal to, see, minus cosecant theta. So I can write that as cosecant of minus theta. This is as good as minus cosecant theta. So x is equal to cosecant of minus theta. Okay. So I will continue from here. X is equal to cosecant of minus theta. See, x is equal to cosecant of minus theta. So you can transfer that cosecant of minus theta, or this implies, so you transfer this cosecant to this side. So I will get what, cosecant inverse x is equal to minus theta, or you write minus this side. So minus cosecant inverse x is equal to theta. So this is equation 2. I hope it is clear. So you write this minus sign this side. So minus cosecant inverse x is equal to theta. So now we compare equation 1 and 2. So we get the desired result. So from 1 and 2, what we can write, from equations 1 and 2, or comparing equation 1 and 2, we wanted this cosecant inverse of minus x is equal to minus cosecant inverse x. So there will be a restriction on x here. So cosecant inverse minus x is equal to minus cosecant inverse x. Okay. So let us go for, I think, sixth one. If I may write that as 6. So we go on giving the numbers correctly. I think it is 6th property. So let us write that. Prove that secant inverse minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse of x. secant inverse minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse of x. So you can prove this one in the similar way. So let us take, let secant inverse of minus x is equal to say theta. We call this as 1. Now you shift this secant inverse to right hand side. Then what we get, secant theta or x is equal to minus secant theta. See, don't write minus secant theta as secant of minus theta. We cannot write like that. Okay, this is important step. So here what we should do, ratio should not be changed here, secant of, so pi minus, you can write that as theta. See, ASCC rule, 180 minus theta lies in second quadrant. Sign is negative. Therefore, this minus secant theta can be written as secant of pi minus theta. So I will take up the step. I will write this step in the, so here, so what I got, x is equal to secant of pi minus theta. Now you shift secant to the left hand side, this secant to the left hand side, then I will get secant inverse x is equal to pi minus theta. Then you shift the theta to left hand side, theta is equal to pi minus secant inverse x. So we call this as equation 2. See, here this is very important. So if you write blindly by seeing the video, you cannot understand or you will not understand anything. So I am warning everyone, we have to understand what I am saying. Don't simply copy and write it in the notebook. Otherwise you cannot do any problem on your own. I am telling, in future you cannot do any problems. You have to understand, try to understand this, what I am saying, pi minus secant inverse x. So now you compare 1 and 2. So from comparing equations 1 and 2, so we get the required result as secant inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse x. So these are the 6 basic properties of inverse trigonometric functions. So let me summarize it, what we have proved in this class. Okay, we have proved all the 6 properties. So I will write one by one. So I have shown the proofs here. So I will write the results. Okay, so we have proved sin inverse of minus x is equal to minus sin inverse x. See, this is minus x, this is x positive, this is negative, and this is positive. Then cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus c cos inverse x, this is positive, pi minus cos inverse x. Then third one is tan inverse of minus x is equal to minus tan inverse x. Okay, then we have proved this cot inverse. See, for cot, what we got, cot inverse of minus x is pi minus, see, cot inverse x, pi minus cot inverse x. Then fifth one is cosecant inverse minus x is equal to minus, see, minus cosecant inverse x. Then last one is secant inverse minus x is equal to pi minus secant inverse x. So these are the properties which we have proved in this class. So if negative angle comes inside the trigonometric function, you can write them like this and simplify it. So these are going to be helpful in our problems. These are very important basic properties. So you have to practice all the proofs. Okay, so these are very, very important. This is the first thing I wanted to discuss in this class. Okay, then some other basic properties. Let us consider some other basic property. You don't have to prove this, simply you have to write down the list here. See what it says property. Sine of sine inverse x, you can write that as only x. So here this is what is the meaning here is, it is trigonometric function outside the bracket. Inside the bracket, inverse trigonometric function. Observe this, sine and sine inverse. So it is, if it is like this, then they are inverse to each other. We can write only angle. Sine of sine inverse x is equal to x. Okay. Similarly, next one. So you can write on your own. Cos of cos inverse x is equal to what? X. Then tan of tan inverse x is equal to x. See, outside we have trigonometric function, inside inverse trigonometric function, same inverse trigonometric function. See, secant inverse x is equal to x. So last one is cosecant inverse x is equal to x. So this we have to simply copy and write in your notebook. These are very, very important. What is the point here is, if I have trigonometric function outside and the same inverse trigonometric function inside, then they are inverse to each other, then I get only angle. Okay, so go on giving the numbers. So if continue like this, if outside I have inverse trigonometric function, inside I have say trigonometric function, then also the angle remains. See, sine inverse is outside and sine is inside. Similarly, cos inverse of cos theta, then tan inverse of tan theta, I can write that as only angle. So similarly we can extend this to remaining cot inverse of cot theta, secant inverse of secant theta is equal to theta. Okay, so I think cosecant inverse of cosecant theta is also theta. So here, if our inverse trigonometric function is outside and the trigonometric function is inside, then we can write the angle only. See here, they should be same, not different. See, cosecant inverse and cosecant, secant inverse and secant, cot inverse and cot. Then in these cases we can write only the angles. So you can list all these things in your notebooks and try to remember and practice the proofs. Okay, so we shall give some examples regarding this in the next class.